It's time to soothe, groove, and move those hidden innuendos. Hello, and welcome to the program.
You know, an invite here is kind of like a free-for-all, which is true.
Yeah. If you come here and you know that going to a man's house means that you may have
To put away dishes.
you may, yeah, exactly.
I can't reach this.
Naked.
Can you help?
Yeah. Yeah. You very well may be helping me with the
You have to
dishes.
put the-
Just sign this release form that you are.
Exactly. I mean, it's just strictly formality. It's a lot easier to put dishes away when you're naked.
Yeah. It's kind of like an allowance. You want to earn the allowance, you got to put the dishes away.
The
Cock
more
allowance.
dishes, the more allowance.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I think we're onto something here.
There you go. You know, that can be a role play for you for the next girl that comes over. Then it won't seem like it's an invitation to do something.
Yeah, I've done role plays. I've done some with like Office, and I've actually dated some of these like high-end women who would come in and like they have like that fucking bitch look. I'm like, I want that look. I want you to come in here and just give it to me like hard, like as if like I'm the worst employee you've ever hired. And it works.
So what happened with this girl that came over?
Which one?
You said like they come over and then they don't want to do anything, or they just assume you're gonna sit and make a charcuterie board or something.
Yeah, I would, again, not to sound arrogant or cocky, but I would say 9.5 out of 10 women. 9.5, yeah. Because again, there's strong numbers
that kind of didn't but did.
You've got those couple of women that come in here like, oh no, we're not doing anything. Like, I just popped Cialis just for this. I just wasted 10 milligrams of Cialis on you. It's like, what do you do now? It's just like, it's lost ammunition,
Is not too much different in the gay world.
Is that right?
I tell you. Yeah. If anything, yeah, you eventually get to that, but you have to go through like so many background checks before you could do anything. And I'm just like, anyway, whatever.
But so I actually brought up this point here. When it comes to men, gay or straight, sex is always on our brain.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely.
Is it worse for gay men because it's like tenfold with you guys?
No. You know what is actually more, I guess, tricky with gay men is that there are some that pretend that they have a lot of sexual energy. And it's just like, really?
Floppy disk.
This is what I drove here for? Not even that. It's just, I hate to say this, but a lot of gay men are really into some kind of weird shit. And it's not sexual.
What are we talking about? Can you give me an example?
Okay, so, I don't really care if you want to do like recreational drugs and stuff. It's what it does to you, which is not really relating to what I came over for. It tends to, I think that they suppress a lot of their emotions, and there's not that many men in general, with the exception of us, of course, okay, that can really be in touch with their feelings. And I think that when you put up this facade and this pretense, yeah, you come into it like all in, but when you take something, it lowers your inhibitions. So if you've got something on your mind, that's going to come out. So all of their like trauma, all of their psychological crap comes out, and it's you're coming there expecting to
wine and charcuterie. Yeah, right. Yeah,
you're expecting a charcuterie board, and you're leaving like with Lunchables and problems. Okay, like peel off here, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Are we talking like these like high end guys or guys who? Wow.
And I was just talking to somebody about this too. I don't think it's the place. People say, West Hollywood. It's how you come into any kind of big city that has a lot of men, a lot of women, that has a lot of transient people. If you get sucked into that culture, okay, you get really fucked up in the head, especially if you already have a lot of baggage. Okay, so you kind of go with the flow, you do what everybody's doing. Oh, if you know this person, if you hang out with that person, oh, all of my friends are so hot. Oh, I fool around with my friends. You know what? The more they get into recreational shit, okay, I'm talking Coke, whatever, Special K, whatever they do, yeah, it brings out everything that you're really trying to hide. Okay, so you can say that you're like, oh, I'm so ready. And they're not.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff that they're trying to hold back and they put up as a front, it comes out.
So you're telling me it's probably easier and safer to be gay or straight or dating in a small town in lieu of a big city?
I mean, you probably can catch somebody before they become sucked into some sort of culture. But I think what really is important is that when you are going to do anything, even if you're just going to fuck around and do stuff, you got to have your head screwed on correctly. Okay, if you're going to fool around and just have sex, then that's fine. But if you don't know what you really want, when you go out to try to get whatever it is that you think you want, it's going to show. Like I have these neighbors and they've been together for probably about 2 years or so. Okay. When Gay Pride happened, like sometime in June, okay, I found one of them on Grindr, okay? And I was like, and I know them already. And I was like, aren't you with somebody? He goes, well, it's Pride weekend, so we agreed that, we would just have
Our hall pass.
open, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I said, oh, okay. I mean, I easily would have wanted to do something with him, but they're nice people.
Sure.
And they park right next to me too. Okay. Later that night, I was back on Grindr and I was chatting with somebody, and then he came on again. And I said, it's a Monday night. Isn't your free pass over already?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, he's doing it too. And I said, okay, well, and I said, have you had any luck? And he goes, well, can I come over? And I said, okay. He didn't come over.
Wow.
He came over. He was strung out on, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He did a line of coke. He was drinking and everything. He was not in a good place, although he thought he was. And he's like, I thought we could fool around. And so I thought we could, you could blow me, I could blow you, whatever. And I said, look, I really like you and your boyfriend. I really do, as people. Are you both hot? Absolutely. Would I want to do something with both of you? Absolutely. I said, but the one thing that I'm not going to do is take advantage of somebody, especially where I live.
Sure.
Okay. If you've got problems with your boyfriend, you got to fix that.
Yeah. Especially you don't want to ruin anything, regardless of whether it's a great relationship or a bad relationship, because again, that's going to make you that guy.
And the thing is, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I went with what I thought was right for me.
Love that.
Not what was right for them.
Sure.
Okay. It may be a direct impact that it's a good thing for them. Okay. But, it's very easy to just give in to temptation and do something. Right? I mean, I totally would have done anything with him. He's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Okay. But what's going to happen afterwards? What if his boyfriend found out, who I actually really like very much? He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
What if they were not open anymore at that point? Right? And what if they are open? That leaves me in a spot where it's like, are you going to be okay with people that are in open relationships and open marriages? I have nothing against that.
Yeah.
I have nothing against anything anybody wants to do. Recreationally, full-time, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I need to know what's good for me. And that's different from 2 years ago when I first spoke to you.
Yeah, morally and ethically.
Yeah. Getting laid, having sex, doing whatever, that's all great and fun.
Sure.
Okay? You're going to have as much fun as you can, but fun runs out after a while.
It does.
Okay? Because the more you do something, it becomes a habit.
Yes.
Right? And your brain says to you, okay, wait a minute. So what are you doing here? Are you just looking to get fucked all the time or fuck somebody? Are you looking for somebody or what? Do you just want a friend? What's going on here? And that's going to really confuse you if you don't know how to answer it in that moment. Even a friend with benefit situation. It seems like a good idea. But again, as you keep doing that with somebody, maybe not both of you, but one of you is going to start feeling like, this kind of feels like it's more.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you think that though? Like, what's the magic number you think? Because friends with benefits, that happens all the time. Situationships happen. But after a certain amount of time, like you said, where does it start to shift and say, wait, hold on, are we together? Because now our Friday nights, every Friday night is where you and I are together, doing the same thing, eating the same takeout, watching the same shows, enjoying each other's company. And plus this, I'm spending the night, or you're spending the night. And our toothbrushes are at each other's houses now. So where does that leave us?
I think it's different for whoever's involved. And when I say that, because I know people that are in thruples also.
What's a throuple?
Like 3 of you in a relationship. I just ran into somebody last weekend at one of these like real men brunch things that I joined, and they're a throuple. And I said, so what, does one take out the garbage and one make dinner, and then the other one just, what's the role here? But it stops them from going outside of the relationship, yet it's kind of like an open relationship too. So I guess it's really different for everybody.
So all parties agree, hey, I'm with you, and I'm with you. Where do I sign up for that with women?
Please.
I would love to have like two
it's
girlfriends.
enough trouble with men.
Yeah, that's true.
when I saw the three of them together, I was like, they could not be more different from each other. And I said, okay, well, I know what one of their roles is, that's for sure. But yeah, even with that though, it's
a lot of work though.
I think even if you add a third person into something, again, eventually it's not going to be enough, or it's going to be too much for somebody.
Yeah.
So to answer your original question about when does it become like a situation going into more of a habit, again, that really depends on the people that are involved. Some people are just okay with it, but I don't know that I would be okay with it in the sense that, okay, wait, so we're meeting up almost every week, okay? We're hanging out and we're having sex, but you can date other people and I can date other people, okay?
That sounds pretty healthy.
It sounds healthy.
Yeah.
If everybody is on the same page about it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
You might be on the same page in the beginning, but okay, let's just say, we were in one and we agree it's okay. Right? You know what? Until that other person starts seeing somebody else and that time gets taken away from what you are used to, then you'll know.
Then you'll question.
It's really changing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're truly okay with it, it wouldn't make you jealous. Right? Okay. Now, maybe both of you, or the three of you in some cases, each have somebody else. Right? But again, it doesn't mean that just because each of you has somebody that it's going to last the same amount of time.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be like, well, how come he gets to have that and I don't have this? Right. He has a bigger one. Well, he has one that lasts longer. Right? It's like talking about toys. Right? You can all have the same toy, but you eventually get tired of it and you want to buy a new toy.
Yeah, that's how it is with straight women too, or with me. Is like, yes. I have multiple situationships. I had one amazing situationship where, like I said, almost every night when I knew that she didn't have her kids, I didn't have my kids, it was game on. She would come over here, we have some drinks, we seriously, we would literally order the same Chinese restaurant, the same exact food that we would always have, do our thing in the bedroom, come back, eat food, and just watch TV and fall asleep on the couch. And we did this at least 10 times. And then I get the question here is, what are you doing tomorrow night? And that's was like, oh, shit. And I told her truthfully, I said, well, I got a date with someone else. And then that was the last time that her and I ever did that again. Because like you said, once they start to accelerate from situationship to maybe relationship, and they ask you, what else are you doing? Or can we see each other a little bit more? That's when you start to say, oh, shit, like maybe they didn't understand what the logic behind a situationship is.
Well, even if people do understand it though, I think what happens is you just naturally grow into something or grow out of something.
Yeah, okay? Of course.
Your feelings change all the time. Okay, I've been reading something lately. It was a very, very, very good book. Okay, we talk about planning for the future, about what we think is going to make us happy in the future. Well, what do we really base that on? We base it on our past experiences and a little bit of what's happening right now, right? But you have no idea if what you want right now in the future is going to make you happy or not.
So you're talking about like if right now I am manifesting this amazing woman, I have no idea if this amazing woman in 6 months to a year is really truly going to answer my question is, am I truly happy with her, or in life, in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, your idea, okay, let's backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go a year ago.
Okay.
Whether you were seeing somebody or not, your idea of the perfect situation with a woman at that time, do you think it would have been the same 4 years before that, or even today?
It wouldn't be the same, but I don't know if it would be better or worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the whole uncertainty that I'm talking about. What we think is going to make us happy in the future. Like, oh, if I meet this girl, if I meet this guy, I want a guy who's over 6 feet tall. I want a guy with dark hair. I want a guy that's well-traveled. I want all of that. Well, I had that. and it didn't make me happy. Okay. I thought it would make me happy based on my past experiences. Okay. And then I end up meeting somebody else who is completely different
Opposite.
from what I was thinking or manifesting or asking the universe. And I was happy.
So what do you think we need to do? Do we need to still ask for, do we still need to ask Santa that we still want the same present for Christmas? Or do we just say, you know what, fuck it. You pick, Santa. You just pick it.
I think that you can still ask for something, but the more specific you are about something, the more you are letting yourself have less options. So backtracking to what I said about, I'd like a tall European guy, preferably from Italy, preferably from France, with a nice accent, blah, blah, blah. Well, what is it about those qualities that I find attractive?
But see, there's specifics that are on the outside, the external, physical appearances. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of more inside things.
Yes, got it.
And not be so married to how they should physically look.
Got it.
Okay. So with anyone, and I'm not saying that this is a formula that everybody could use, but a lot of people said, I don't know. I can't figure out. I meet these guys, I meet these girls, and it just never seems to work out. Well, there's probably a reason that it doesn't work out. And it's not because of anything just about you. It's just not clicking. It's not aligning. That's our idea of what we thought would work out, right? But there is something that worked from it, right? Have you ever met, I'm sure you probably have, you've probably met somebody that you have incredible sexual chemistry with.
Well, yeah.
But outside of that, it's like,
that's it. Yeah.
And then you've probably met people too that you could talk for hours, but there's no physical chemistry there.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
So I would look at that in the past as, why can't I get
a little bit of both? Right? Yeah. Why can't I get a little bit of both?
Get a little bit of both? Yeah. But I've come to realize now, all of those experiences that happen, okay, it's telling you bits and parts of things, okay, that you want. You may not find it in one person, but what's more important to you? Okay. And what's important to you now be non-existent or non-important in 2 or 3 months. But you have to go through these things to say, you know, I really like that.
Yeah. That's so funny you mentioned that, because I actually asked one of my podcast guests a while back, because she said, I want a perfect 10. And which means like that, she means like, I want him to be exactly how I want him to be. And I said, well, what happens if he's like 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10? She's like, no, he's got to be exactly how I picture him, how I manifest him. But you're right, though. You may not always get, like the Rolling Stone says, you may not always get what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And I'm okay with that. But you're right. I want the inner qualities. I need that. I need the reciprocity. I need the reassurance. I need the emotional intelligence. I'm totally good with that. That's what I need. 10 out of 10 on those. But if you happen to be, let's say, a 5'5" brunette, I'm okay with that too, because you gave me everything that I need that's going to fulfill me on the inside. That way I don't have to keep second guessing and questioning whether or not, like, if this relationship's going to last for another year. I know that I'm locked in.
Yeah. Look, you know, to go back to the people that you can have good conversations with, at first you're just like, no, I'm sorry, there is zero physical chemistry. But, you know, as you start to get to know somebody, and even on the opposite end that you're physically attracted to and you think you have nothing in common with them except sex, as time goes on, if it happens more than once, okay, you start to develop something like, you know what? I would actually sleep with this person. Oh, you know what? I can't have a conversation with this guy that I just banged. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. But see, in that moment, you don't really know that. It's what's more important to you at that moment. And I get what your podcast guest said. We've all been there. I wanted a perfect 10.
Yeah. But we all want to aim high.
Yeah. And you aim high. And if you don't get what you want, right? The thing is, are you aiming for a 10 because you feel like you're less than a 10 and you need them to be a 10 so that you can feel like a 10? Or are you aiming for a 10 because you just don't want your standards lowered? You have everything that you need. So then do you really need a 10? What do you need that 10 for? That's the real question.
Yeah. You know what's funny too? This morning I was talking to a friend of mine about, we're supposed to go to a concert. And he's like, should I bring this girl? I said, you can, but I think it'd be good if like we just meet girls out in the open. And then we were talking about how all we see is the external side, right? The beautifulness of this woman, but deep down inside, she could be fucking a bitch. Like she could be your worst nightmare, right? She can lure you in and then all of a sudden she'll just eat your head off in 3 or 4 months from now because you made the wrong mistake thinking that she's a perfect 10 on the outside, but on the inside, she's like not even a half star.
That's the same thing with gay men too.
But here's the thing. With that being said, how can we make that where we do go out and see people out in the wild, beautiful people, right? How can we find a way of determining whether or not this is actually a beautiful person on both sides, inside and out?
You know, do you believe in your first instincts? How somebody comes across to you?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I question it, but there is something, sometimes I'll feel something where I'm like, I gotta talk to this girl.
I tell people to usually go with their gut instinct, and I've been trying to do more of that with myself too. Okay, reality is, and I think everybody tells you this too, online dating, in-person dating, whatever it is, it's very difficult to gauge whether someone has good inner beauty that you resonate with. The first thing that you're going to notice is physical right off the bat. That's what we see. Unless you're like an empath or like you have ESP or you can tell the future and you know what somebody's personality is going to be like. The thing is, that's the first thing that we gravitate toward, and I'm guilty of it too, right? But you learn from it too. You can't stop yourself from gravitating towards somebody because they're hot, because they're physically attractive, because they're beautiful. You also have to go with your instinct too, right? If you approach somebody and you get like a really good feeling like you need to talk about them, it might or might not work out. And whether it does or doesn't, you're just going with your instinct. All you can do is go with that. And then once you feel they're not what I like, even if they're hot, then you have to just remember what your standards are.
Yeah, you made that choice.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And, you know, not everybody's going to like you, and you're not going to like everybody. How are you going to find out unless you give it a try?
Yeah.
Do you believe in coincidences?
Not really. Should I?
Well, has it happened to you where, you know, something has come your way more than once, even though you're not thinking about it?
You know, not to sound like a Debbie Downer, but unfortunately with coincidence and women, never happens with me. No.
You don't think so? Maybe
I don't know. And if I do, it's not the women that I really want to be attracted to. Right? These are, again, not to put any women down here, but these are the much older women, the unattractive women that like I'm attracting. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I attract a little bit younger? Why is that? I would like that coincidence.
Okay, but in my case, it's either I attract older men or older women or women my age, right? But the demographic that I'm aiming for, to do a little extra work with that. But to answer your question, though, I think that these things happen not because someone's telling you this is the person that you have to be with, this is what you're attracting. It's probably trying to show you something about yourself that you're probably not thinking about. Okay, what do you think these older women gravitate toward you for?
I think what it is probably the energy that I exude.
Well, you're very attractive too, so I'm sure they notice that first. And then you give off a good energy too.
Yeah.
So it may not be that they're just the only ones that you attract, but it might be trying to remind you about something that you've forgotten about yourself.
Point. But it'd be nice for me to know that I can still attract not only the older women, but the slightly, not really younger, but the 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds that I actually still can catch their eye. But I know, like going back to what we're talking about, if you don't have that height, and that's what the one thing that women are so shallow about is if you're not freaking 6 feet and above, don't even bother. I'm not even gonna waste my eye contact on you. And it's sad. That's the shit that's sad. And that pisses me off because I'm like, dude, fuck, I can see myself and I know that I'm way better than some of these fucking dudes. And again, I know the height is an issue, but like for me it is because like you made it an issue. You did it, not me.
Just out of curiosity, and I'm sure I know the answer of this question or these questions, but what do you think are the best qualities about yourself, both physically, you know, and emotionally and anything? Like if you were in front of a girl that you're attracted to, and you want to try to really, you know, lay on
thick. Yeah.
If you were just asked to be yourself, okay, and not do anything, knowing that your qualities enough would be enough to attract. How would you describe what those are? What do you think are really the best things about you?
That's a great question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that, by the way. I think the great thing about me is that I don't come off cocky or arrogant. I come off modest and confident. And that when I look at women and I smile at them, I want them to know that I'm one of the good guys. Like, I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe. But I think as far as the external side, I don't know. I think if it's my hair or if it's, again, not to brag, but some women, they love my butt. They love my butt. They said your butt is what draw me, and they like my chest, and I look like a man. That's what they tell me. So like, I look like a fucking man.
I hope so.
Me
I
too.
hope that you look like a man and not like Squidward or something like that from SpongeBob. Then I'd be like, well, okay, what am I doing wrong here?
Right.
Well, that's good. That's a really honest answer about yourself. Well, I saw more vulnerability in what you just said now than anything you've told me about your experiences with heartbreak or anything. And I think that a lot of people could benefit from that, because I think that's one thing that people don't really like to do much, which is to be honest.
Not many men do.
Well, men and women. It's not just men.
Sure.
Right? I think everybody wants to be around people that are always going to tell them what they want to hear. When they hear something that doesn't really align with how they think, they take that very and very much as an insult.
Right.
I'm probably on the opposite end of the spectrum, where it's more difficult for me to accept compliments than it is for me to accept criticism and insults. So I've had to learn to balance that out too. But I think if we were all just a little more honest with each other, we don't have to be 100% honest. This is what would make things a lot easier in a perfect world for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. What about you though? Like, what would you say would be your best trait? If you and I were, and that would actually be a lot of fun too, because I would love to go to West Hollywood with you and being your wingman.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that before.
After 12 years of living there, I don't think I want anybody in West Hollywood anymore. It's either been there, done that, or it's just
too saturated. Or
no, it's just you meet the same kind of people, and you pretty much know what everybody's looking for. I know there's exceptions to the rule, right? But see, had this been me about 2 or 3 years ago, I said definitely would have. I would just go now just because I want to have fun.
Yeah, right.
And I have decided that when I go out now, it's not going to be with the purpose of meeting somebody. It's going to be with the purpose of going out to just have fun with people. Now, if there's a fringe benefit of meeting somebody that way, that's fine too. But I think my comfort zone now has to be stretched out a little bit. And I would just want to go out and have fun now. Not worry about how I'm going to look. Well, I mean, we all worry about how we look. We don't want to look shitty when we go out, but to go out and have fun. But to answer your question, what do I think one of my best traits is, both physically and emotionally? Well, physically, that's a hard question. I would probably say my lips.
The lips,
People
okay.
compliment my lips a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it served me well over the past 30 years that I've been out. Emotionally, I am very compassionate.
Yeah.
So I think that does come across when you speak to me. So I am not afraid to show compassion for people, but I'm also not afraid to show that I don't like people. So it's been balancing the overly compassionate with, okay, that's enough already. Speaking up for myself now. So yeah, I would think those are the two things.
When you say that, is that like when you're going on dates with guys? Like how would you speak up for yourself?
You know, what happened to me before when I first started dating here in Los Angeles and just in California in general, you meet somebody on OkCupid, you meet somebody on Hinge or whatever it is that was the app at that time. You assume when you're going to meet up, it's a date, right?
That's what you think, right?
That's what I would think too.
Yeah.
You go out on the date, okay, and you've been talking and chatting and on the phone, FaceTiming, whatever. You get to the date, things are going well, and then you are given the line, I didn't really feel any chemistry here. I said, well, what have we been doing this whole time? I mean, I said, we agreed to meet up. Yeah, I see you more as a friend, see you like this and that and whatever. So I started to think to myself, what is it that I could do differently this time around so that I could weed out those ones that would be basically a waste of time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's a complete waste of time, but I don't want to waste my
Well,
time.
let me ask this though. Going back on that date, and they just saying, "Oh, I just want to be friends." Like, do you ever just say, "Why? Why the hell did you waste my fucking time? I got dressed up for you."
No, I would get dressed up regardless. I didn't even bother with that. It confused me a little bit because, it was more about his behavior leading up to that point. Okay. He wanted to call it a date. He wanted to do this. He wanted to go to this place. My thing is, when I meet up with somebody, even if we agree to meet up, I don't call it anything other than just meeting up and getting to know somebody. Okay. Because I think when you call something a date, and a lot of people disagree with me on this particular topic, and that's fine. But I think you put a lot of pressure on the whole situation when you call it a date, and that's when they start looking for these things.
Yeah, okay, got it. So do you think it would be wise, instead of calling it a date, we'll just call it a gathering or a meetup? But still with the notion, though, that there is a date, but we're just not expressing it as a date.
Well, it's also like a TBD. Let's meet up and see how things go. Right? I think that lets people be a little more themselves and not have to put on their game face when they go on a date. How many times have you been out with someone, okay, and they say that they're this, they say that they're that, and then afterwards on the date, they're not really what they say they are. But they say they are just to get a date because I think they feel like they need to put their game face on. But I don't want that. I want someone to just be themselves, okay? And if they're being themselves from day one, I'll know if we should meet up. Not, okay, let's go out on a date. No, let's not go out on a date. And, my neighbor actually called me emotionally unavailable for doing that. And I said, how is that emotionally unavailable? She goes, well, it's showing you don't want to commit. No, I am committing to meeting up. Why should I call it a date at the beginning? Now, if it goes well and there's another time that we meet up, then maybe, yeah, that's a date already.
Okay, but the first gathering, meetings, whatever you want to call that, what happens if you guys get a little bit intimate?
Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily constitute a date. That could constitute a booty call, right? For me, if you're dating somebody, wouldn't you think that it's like more of like, okay, let's go, whatever, go out to eat, go watch something, go do something, not necessarily with the intention of having sex, right? If you're hooking up on the first date, okay, yeah, that's good for that particular date. But what if they decide they don't want to meet up, or you decide that you don't want to meet up anymore? So was that a date or was that a hookup?
Say it was a date within a hookup, or hookup within a date, I should say.
I don't know. I might just be me. Just call it what it is, because if it just does end up being like that, then you're gonna not have to say, I went out on a date with this guy. We had great sex and then never heard from him again. Well, then that wasn't a date. That was just a hookup.
But what happens if what happens in my situation if her and I go out on a gathering and then we fuck? Well, a gathering in the woods, right? And then we happen to get intimate. And then let's just say if I ghost her and then she calls me the next day saying, I didn't hear from you, dude. Like, we had an amazing date. We had amazing sex. And then you don't even call me? I was like, actually, it wasn't a date. It was a gathering. It was a gathering in the woods.
Gathering and collecting. Yeah. So there, do you see why it's easier to not call something a date? I mean, at least in my book it is.
Oh, man. I think in the straight world, if I told the girl that it wasn't a date, it was a meetup, she would lose her shit.
Okay, so what would be the difference in telling a girl, okay, you know what, let's go out for a drink, or let's go out for dinner, or let's go out on a date? Which one sounds more promising to you? If from you, not how she would hear it, but from your perspective.
I don't even say, let's go on a date. I say, let's go grab a drink.
There you go.
That's what I say.
And I tend to agree with that approach.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, you set up so much expectation, okay, that may not even be your real behavior or their real behavior when you call something a date. And like I told you, a lot of people disagree with what I say, but my reasoning for that is the more labels you put on something before actually knowing what it is turning into, the more expectations are set. And everybody can feel a certain way about that. That's just how I feel. Because you know what? If things don't work out after I go out with the person for the first time, then that's exactly what it was.
It sounds a little too PC when you think about it. Like, we had sex. No, we didn't have sex. We just two consenting adults just happened to find the hole and find the twig, and that's exactly what we did.
Okay. I guess I should preface that online dating, not meeting people in person.
Okay.
Right? Because when you meet people, when you're out, you can pretty much tell if there's going to be chemistry, right? When you meet somebody online, though, you don't really know what you're getting.
No idea.
You can have great chats and great conversations, and then when you meet up, it's like, what's going on here?
Do you want to know something funny? I get some great matches with some amazing women. And I just got a match from a girl here, very attractive older woman, and she's like, "I will never ghost you." And I said, "Thank you, that's very sweet of you." And I was like, "How's your day going?" Crickets. Don't tell anyone that you will never do this, because you very well could. Like, if I told a girl, like, "I'll never cheat on you," or "I'll never hurt you," I may never cheat on her and I may never hurt her, but what happens if I do? I'm going back against my word, and that tarnishes my reputation as a man, and as a man telling her that I will promise to not do these things. So that trust level is gone.
So how would you reassure her then if it came up? Like, instead of saying, "I will never cheat on you," or "I promise I will not do this to you," what would you then say in place of that? Or would you just not say it?
I wouldn't even say it. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it, because I would just let the action just be proof that, hey, I don't have to worry about him.
So if you're going out or dating a girl and she says, "You promise that you're never going to cheat on me, right?" How are you going to answer her?
Yeah, I was like, well, first I was like, you can't ask me that, because I want you to know deep down inside that the answer is always going to be, you don't have anything to worry about. Because I think that I built enough trust within this relationship for you to know that you should never ever question my authority when it comes to loving you or caring about you, right? I think once you plant that in a woman or a man that you're dating and let them know, I got nothing to worry about, the confidence factor is just multiplied by 10. And for me, like, I feel like if I'm going out with a girl and I know that she's not going to cheat on me, that's fine. But here's the thing. If I find out that she does cheat on me, hey, you know what? That's not on me. I have no guilt. I don't feel fucking guilty at all, because guess what? She's the one that did the cheating. Yeah, it may hurt, and I've been cheated on before many times, but I don't feel guilty about it, because I know my worth. I know that I did everything in my power to let her know where I stand and what I'm definitely not going to do. It's up to her to take it for face value and say, you know what? I believe him. I trust him. I know that he will never do that. But if you go ahead and do that, that's on you. It's not on me.
Have you ever gotten close to wanting to cheat on somebody that you're with?
No, I think for men, there's always temptation to look and admire beauty. Absolutely. Like, I am a guy. Like, anytime I see a beautiful woman, I'm going to look. Absolutely. Even the girls that I go on dates with, they see me looking, and I see them looking at men, and that's okay. But I'm not going to touch. I'm not going to be like, all right, maybe I got my chance right now to go and talk. Like, she's looking at me, let me just go give her my number. No. Why? Because that's just not the way that I roll. That's not the way that I was raised. That's not the way that I want to do business, because I want to reassure my girl, let her know you've got nothing to worry about. So don't ever ask me if another woman came in my life, would I cheat on you? You don't ever have to ever ask me that question, because I want you to feel secure in this relationship.
Is it a red flag for you if a girl says that when she first gets to know you?
I think it's just what it is that she is very insecure. Mm-hmm. And it tells me maybe in the past you got cheated on, and maybe you have every right to ask that question, rightfully so. But I'm hoping that even if this did happen to her in the past, that if she sees with me, if we're in this relationship together, there's no hints, no innuendos that is making her to question whether or not I would cheat on her. Because I want her to feel really confident. And how I do that is by showing her and paying all attention on her. And when we do go out, I'm not looking at other women. I'm focusing on her. But again, we're people watching. You can people watch, but you can't be staring at the sun for too long, because you're going to get fucking burned. What's your thought on that, though? Like, is it a deal breaker for you when you like happen to first meet a guy and hear from him and his voice is like squeaky?
I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Is it a turnoff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I have met a lot of guys that look great, but if that's the voice that you're going to have to listen to That's a deal breaker for sure.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Literally.
Yeah. See, with me, I can't do it if a girl talk like that all the time.
Yeah, I can't. Again, look, here I am talking about how people are so superficial in West Hollywood. But again, there are things that are non-negotiables for people. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was dating somebody that sounded like that, I'd seriously have to reevaluate if I really want to get laid that bad or not.
Well, let me ask you this though. If you happen to meet this 6 foot tall Italian stud and you're like, damn, thank you, fate, for bringing this guy. And all of a sudden he opens his mouth and out comes Mickey Mouse. That got his balls crushed.
Well, that's a hard no.
Like,
Hard pass.
Hard
pass. No, I can't, because there's no way to fix that.
There's your 9 out of 10 right there.
Well, especially if you're going to be talking too.
Right.
Right? I mean, not just talking in general, but this is the person you're going to be with. And you have to hear that? Oh, maybe just for hookups. Just don't talk.
Just put it in your mouth.
Let's role play. Here's a gag. Here's a stress ball. Chew on this.
Well, I've never dated a girl like that, by the way, just for the record here. I mean, that sounds a little too...
I'm not judging you. I know that that's your girlfriend.
Damn it.
Your friend with benefits.
That's my situation.
Your friend with benefits and a pack of cigarettes.
Yep, that's my girl here. You know, it's almost happy hour, so she should be coming over here in a little bit before nap time.
Happy hour for you, and probably the end of the senior citizen discount special.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, good timing.
Yeah.
You're both very compatible.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Calling all you lovely Henry Cavill with squeaky voices all over the world. This is my good friend, Philip. Philip, say hi. Yes, he's got a deep voice. 6'1", good-looking guy. Lips are his best qualities, gentlemen. But here's what he's looking for. A guy who's 5'7" and above. Make him laugh, make him happy, make him loved. Again, looking for that Henry Cavill type of guy with a squeaky voice if you got one. But no, if you don't have one, you're okay. Age range 30 to 60. If you are all over the world, if you are world renowned, if you happen to be local in LA, amazing. Like I said, treat him with lots of love and respect. Also, he likes to be iced down. He's an ice baby type of guy. So anywhere that has air conditioning and ice, that's exactly what he's all about. If you have kids, he's okay with that too. But here's what he's looking for, just like we all are when it comes to real estate: connection. Stimulate him, both heads. But if you happen to be wandering down Bristol Farms, not Air One, and see him in the frozen food section, this is the pickup line you want to let him know, is that, hey, you should not be in this frozen food section because you can definitely melt all this stuff. He's an amazing guy. He's one of my returning guests, one of my dear friends. And if you like what you see, which I know you will, amazing men out there, send me a DM on TikTok and I will happily introduce you to this amazing man.
Thank you.
But no, in all honesty, dude, he is a great guy. He's a dear friend of mine. I'm very, very blessed to have him back with me today. Honestly, it means the world to me, man.
Well, I want to do a shout out for you too.
No, you can't do that. It's my show.
Okay. Wow. I like it when
no, you
you
have the floor now, sir. Please, I will pass the baton to you.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, you deserve someone just as good as you are too. And I'm glad that you're able to talk about all these things so openly, because I think truly what a woman wants is not just someone who is a complete package for them. They want someone like you who is just real and has all of those benefits of the right package for them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. My time will come.
Yes, and so will mine.
Yes. And we'll both walk down the sunset together with your man and my girl.
Yes, and hop into Air One.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get a $30 meal.
And the girl that you came with and the guy that I came with, they're going to leave with each other and we'll find other people.
That's right.
Yes. It's all about sharing. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Well, hey, my brother. Dude, I'm so really, honestly, I'm honored to have you with me today, man.
Oh my God. I'm honored that you had me back. Seriously. I really enjoyed doing this.
Yeah. Well, let me close it out here. There's no complete podcast without me asking my question here, is if there happens to be a song that helps you soothe or groove or move on your good or bad days. Tell us what's the name of that song.
Yes, it's, I don't know if you remember it. It's a song called Return to Innocence by Enigma.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorite songs.
Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah, it really helps to both motivate me in the morning and then also to just calm me down after a long day of work. I just love it. It's a great song.
They're a great band. Well, is she, right? Is she the main producer?
So I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I just remember that song. It always is in my head. Like if I need to relax or calm down, not saying that it works all the time, but I love hearing it.
Yeah.
It's just got like that nice, like very, and you could do anything to it.
Yeah,
Not just relax. I mean,
for sure.
Could totally get laid to that song too.
Maybe I should put that
foreplay song or an afterglow song, whatever.
There's only one way to find out.
Yes.
Is to play it and see how they react.
Yes. Either that or play Dancing Queen and see if they stay.
We're in beta testing with that one. No, I actually do have a track list that I like to play.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your go-to song?
My go-to song?
Yeah.
See, I don't have a particular song, but what I do like to play is S.G. Lewis. I'll play S.G. Lewis. Pretty much any of his songs gets women just flowing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I would say, hey, Siri, play S.G. Lewis. And
it gets them going.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll try a little Billie Eilish on my next one. And I'll say, Siri, Birds of a Feather. Oh, he's going to be gone. He's like, it's got a good beat. Why are you leaving?
Yeah. You just got here.
That's so not the song, right?
I was going to say, it's okay. I'm thinking more like, I like the Dancing Queen. Revving up to it or no?
What's a good song? You know what song I like that actually is really good to fool around to? Weak by SWV. Do you remember that song?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay.
Sisters with Voices.
Yeah, that is just like, not just the song, but just like the beat and the kind of synthesizer, and it's kind of like a slow groove.
Yeah.
It's a very, well, it depends what kind of mood you're in, but that's a good one to really, feel to
so
emotions.
weak in the knees, I can
Ian?
Oh, yeah. Remember
Try
that?
that with a girl next time, see how she reacts. She's like, oh, I remember that song. It's like, okay, get back.
Yeah, who said you can talk? Get back to work.
I'll try that one time.
Let's do that. I promise you this. The next girl that comes in the bedroom, I'm going to play SWV, and I'm going to tell you the reaction I get.
Okay.
Whether it's good head or bad head.
Whether it was weak or not.
It was weak, right? Exactly. Under 2 minutes or not. Love that. Love you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.